Good morning, students. Students, in this lecture, I'll explain the law of variable proportion. The law of variable proportion. So, this law is included in your chapter number 5, production function, students. So some of the part of this chapter is we completed. So now the next is law of variable proportion that we discussed today. Okay, so in this video, so what is law of variable proportion? So students, as you know that for production purpose, two types of factors are there: fixed factor and variable factor. Fixed factor are like machinery, plant, building, and variable factor like labor. Okay, so it is very easy to change in variable factor, but it is very difficult to change in fixed factors. Okay, so law of variable proportion is based on variable factors. So first of all, I will introduce the definition of this law. The law of variable proportion states that this law states that as we increase quantity of as we increase as we increase as we increase quantity of only one input means the factor of production which is variable. Okay, only one input, keeping all other input constant, keeping all other inputs constant. Okay, total production or total product initially increase when we increase quantity of only one input, keeping all other input constant. Total product initially increase at increasing rate at increasing rate at increasing rate and then at decreasing rate, then at decreasing rate, and finally falls falls or decreased. So this is the definition of law of variable proportion. The law states that as we increase in the quantity of only one variable, increase in the quantity of one input, okay, which is variable, keeping other input constant, total product initially increase at increasing rate, then at decreasing rate, and then finally falls. So students, one input means variable like I am explaining that factor of productions are fixed and variable. So variable factors are number of like labor, raw materials. Okay, so if we are taking, so number of variable factors are there which can be changed in a short period. Okay, so labor, if we increase raw material or other variable factor constant, and we just increase the number of labor means number of persons, okay, for work, at that time the production, firstly it is increased at increasing rate, means production increase very at fast rate. Okay, increase at very fast rate. After that it increasing at after that it is decreasing, the production is decreasing, then the overuse of labor is there, the production finally falls. Okay students, the definition, I hope the definition is clear. So after that students, some assumptions of this, as we do earlier, that whenever we understand any law, first of all we have to assume it's some assumptions. On these assumptions means the situation must be according to these assumptions. At that time only that the law is applied. Okay, yes. So we are also we are doing the assumptions of law of variable proportion. So what are the things which have to be assumed while we understand the law of variable proportion? First is in which conditions the law of variable proportion is applied. So conditions are assumed. First is it operate in a short run, and factor are classified as variable and fixed factor. So first is applicable in a short run, applicable in short run means in short period, in which factors are classified into fixed factor like machinery, plant, land, fixed factor, and variable factor. Variable factors means the like labor, raw material. Okay, variable factor. So students, it was very difficult to change the fixed factor in a short run. So it is easy to change the variable factor in short run. So if a producer want to increase their production, they can make changes in variable factors. Okay. Second is it is assumed that factor of production become imperfect substitute. Factor of production become imperfect substitute. Imperfect substitute means each factor used for its own place. Like fixed factor do not use in place of variable factor, and variable do not take the place of fixed factor. Okay, so each factor is used. So factor of production do not become imperfect. They are imperfect substitute of each other. Okay, substitute of each other. Okay. Third is the state of technology is to be constant. So technology which is used for the production is technology is constant, because not when change in technology, these law of variable proportion doesn't apply here. Okay, so when we apply this law, at that time technology must be constant. Okay, and the fourth assumption is it is assumed that all units of variable factor are equally efficient. All units of variable factor means like labor, raw materials. All units of variable factor are equally efficient. Means if we are changing only one factor, it helps to increase the production. Okay, so all factors of variable factors are equally efficient. Equally efficient means they are if increase in the variable factor, that leads to increase in the production. So these are the four assumptions, students, related to the law of variable proportion. So clear? After that, we understand this law through the table and through the diagram. Okay, so first we make a table as we read the definition. When one input, when keeping all input constant and changing only one input, first of all the production increasing at increasing rate, after it is decreased, and after it is fall, and at the end it is fall. So first of all we understand the table of this. So this is variable input. Okay, after that TP means the total product. Okay, so total product, that is TP. Next is marginal product, means when change in the total product is called marginal product. Marginal product is taken as MP. Okay, students. So in question, in this definition of the variable proportion, we read that change in the input, increase in the variable input, but we are using the input which we increase. So input changes in input, variable input is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so as variable inputs are increased, production first increases 10, 30, 45, 52, 52, after that 48. See, first the production when variable input, when input is increased with 1 unit, means 2 input are used. production is increased to 10 to 30. Okay, so change in the production is very increasing rate 10 to 30, 30 to 45. At the use of the third unit of input, production is raises at increasing rate. Okay. After that, when fourth unit is applied for, when fourth unit of input is used, production is increasing but at decreasing rate. Yes, see, 45 to 53, least difference is this, least difference in these two values. After that, production become constant, no change in it when when another input unit is used. When it is again used, it is sixth unit of input variable is used, the production become false. And what effect on the marginal product? So what is marginal product? First is marginal product 10. Then the change in marginal product from 10 to 30, 20. After that 15, 20 to 15, 20 to 45, 15, 45 to 52, it is 7. Then 52 to 52, 0. And after that it is negative. So see, law of variable proportion state that this when more than one variable input is used, total production is increased at increasing rate and marginal production is also increased. When another unit is increased, total product increase but at a decrease rate, but marginal product goes on decreasing. After that, when another input variable is used, total product become constant, marginal product becomes 0. And after that, when more units are produced, total product falls and marginal product become negative. Okay, so these are the three phases that we read in this first. So these these two are covered under first phase. First phase, phase number 1 or stage first. In this stage, we can say that increasing return to a factor. Increasing return to factor. Increasing return to factor means when factors are used, when factors are increased, returns are also increased. Return means the production is increased. Okay, so first phase is increasing rate return to factor. The second phase is this third to fourth. So this is second phase. So second phase is called diminishing return to a factor. Diminishing return to a factor. Diminishing return to a factor when more factors are used, when change in factor, new variable input is introduced. Okay, production is increased but at a decreasing rate. Okay, so to that stage, to that phase, we call diminishing return to a factor. Return to a factor but at a diminishing rate. See, 45 to 52, least difference is there. First it is 15, then the difference between 2 is 7. So now production is increasing but at a decreasing rate. After that, this phase, this is the last phase of 2 is phase third. So in phase third, students, this is the part of diminishing return. Okay, so this is a part of diminishing return where negative returns are there. Okay, so third phase we call negative return. Negative return. So negative return is the part of diminishing return when another variable input is introduced, when production become fall, total production become fall and marginal product become negative. So clear, students? Table is clear. Now we understand this table through a diagram. So now I am preparing a diagram. Okay, so now I am presenting this table through a graph. So this is okay. So on these are two graphs. Okay, on one I am presenting the total product and on the second I am presenting the marginal product. Okay, the empty side. So y, o, x. Okay, so on OY axis we present the unit of factor factor on OY axis total product in the same here unit of factor, and this marginal product. Okay students, so 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. Okay, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and unit of factor are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so these are factors. Or MP side, I am also taking the same values 10 to, now we are taking the values 10 to 60, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Okay, and 1 units of factor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So units of factor on OX axis. Now we are considering a table. We first draw the diagram. We first attaching the points. So when production is 10, when variable input is 1, total production is 10. When variable input is 2, production is 30. After that it is 45, 52, 52 constant, and after 6 it is 48. 48 between 40 and near 50. Yes. So this curve is of TP. TP means total product. Now come to the marginal product. So when production variable factor is 1, production and marginal production is 10. When it is 2, marginal production is 20. Then after it is 15, it comes to down. It is 15. Then 7. Yes. Then 7. Then 0. At 5th unit it is 0, and at 6th unit it is -2. So we also show the negative side of this, -1 and -2. So at this it is -2. So this is our marginal product curve. Okay students, this is marginal product curve. Now see students, so we are attaching a faces. At point, when two variables are there, we are attaching a point Q, and when two variables are there, okay, when the second variable is used, total production is increasing at increasing rate, and marginal production is also increased. Marginal product is maximum here. Okay, it is maximum. So at point it is maximum. Okay, after that it is increasing but at decreasing rate. At when it is constant, when total production is constant, marginal production become 0. See, when it is constant, here 52 is there, means our total production is constant. When total production is constant, at that stage the marginal production is 0. Okay students, so at this stage PP is maximum. PP is maximum. Okay, so this point is M. Okay, and at S point MP is equal to 0. So when this is called point of inflection. Point of inflection means when total production is increasing at increasing rate and marginal production is maximum, to that we call point of inflection. Okay, after that total production increasing at decreasing rate, after that it is maximum at point M. When it is maximum, when total production is constant, marginal production becomes 0. When total production falls, marginal production become negative at point 2. So student, different phases are there. At this stage, total production increasing at increasing rate, marginal production also increasing. At second phase, to that we call second phase. In the second phase, total production increasing at decreasing rate and MP fall, but it is positive. Okay, after that third phase, beyond the point M, total production start decreasing and MP not only fall but beyond the negative, that is S. Okay students, so this is the law of variable proportion. So when initially total production increases and after that it goes on diminishing, okay, it goes on, it falls.